Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. Welcome to this troubleshooting guide for DTC P0842, which refers to a low circuit issue with the transmission fluid pressure switch A, specifically for the second clutch in the Honda Accord from the years 2012 to 2017. This diagnostic trouble code, DTC, indicates that there is an electrical circuit problem affecting the operation of the transmission, rather than a mechanical failure within it. The transmission relies heavily on various sensors and switches, and this issue may lead to the vehicle only being able to shift into second or fifth gear due to a fail-safe function built into the system. Identifying the root cause and addressing it promptly is essential in ensuring vehicle performance and safety. As we go through this guide, we will detail the necessary steps to diagnose and repair this issue effectively, leveraging the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, among other tools to provide precise solutions. In conclusion, DTC P0842 indicates a low circuit problem with the transmission fluid pressure switch A related to the second clutch mechanism of the Honda Accord. It is critical to recognize that this code points to an electrical issue rather than a mechanical one in the transmission. Proper diagnosis using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, is paramount, aiding in identifying specific parameters and verifying fail-safe responses. Replacement of faulty components, particularly the transmission fluid pressure switch, becomes essential if confirmed defective. Adopting a systematic approach to troubleshooting, alongside preventive maintenance, can significantly reduce future occurrences of similar DTCs, thereby enhancing vehicle reliability and performance. The DTC P0842 points to an electrical circuit issue specifically linked to the transmission fluid pressure switch A for the second clutch. This switch plays a crucial role in monitoring the fluid pressure within the transmission, thus ensuring smooth gear transitions. Located near the transmission assembly, this switch's accurate functioning is vital for the overall operation of your vehicle's transmission system. If the fluid pressure is too low, it can result in poor shifting or even the inability to shift gears properly. The error highlights a low voltage scenario, suggesting that the signal being sent to the powertrain control module, PCM, from this switch is not meeting the required threshold. It's important to note that mechanical issues within the transmission are separate and do not contribute to this specific DTC. Several possible causes can lead to the DTC P0842. The primary issue identified is a fault in the electrical circuit that connects to the transmission fluid pressure switch A, second clutch. This can stem from wiring issues such as damaged insulation, short circuits, or corrosion at connection points. Another significant factor can be poor connections, often arising from loose or corroded terminals between the switch and the PCM. In addition to these electrical concerns, a faulty transmission fluid pressure switch itself can lead to erroneous readings that trigger the code. Identifying these possible causes is necessary in developing an effective troubleshooting plan that can address and rectify the underlying issues. When the DTC P0842 is triggered, drivers may experience several noticeable symptoms that affect vehicle operation. Primarily, the most concerning symptom is that the transmission may only shift into second or fifth gear, greatly limiting the vehicle's drivability. Additionally, there may be significant shift quality issues, such as harsh or delayed shifts, leading to a rough driving experience. These failure modes are a result of the transmission's fail-safe function that prevents it from entering potentially problematic gear ranges when an error is detected. By recognizing these symptoms, owners can seek timely repair and avoid further damage to the transmission system. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0842 involves verifying the problem through some preliminary checks. start by pressing the engine start-stop button to select the on mode. Following this, clear the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, which will reset the trouble code and allow new data to be captured. Afterwards, check the current conditions of the transmission fluid pressure switch by looking at the signal and threshold values displayed on the HDS. This will help determine if the conditions align with the expected parameters. If they do match the threshold, the malfunction has been confirmed, allowing you to proceed to the next step in the troubleshooting process. The second troubleshooting step requires careful manipulation of the transmission fluid pressure switch A, second clutch, for further diagnosis. First, make sure to turn the engine start-stop button to the off position to avoid any unintended operations. Next, disconnect the connector from the transmission fluid pressure switch. With the switch disconnected, turn the engine start-stop button back to on mode. Again, utilize the HDS to check the signal conditions for the switch. This time, you will be looking for the switch to report an off status. If the parameters confirm this, it indicates that the switch is likely defective, necessitating a replacement. Conversely, if the conditions do not match, it indicates a need to take further action in the next step. In the third troubleshooting step, the goal is to check for any shorted wires along the OP2SW line. Begin by turning the engine start-stop button to off mode to ensure safety. Next, utilize the HDS to jump the SCS line. This essentially sets the system up to check for continuity issues. Following this, disconnect the PCM connector B, 51P, for safety reasons. Now you will need to examine the continuity between two test points. One at the transmission fluid pressure switch A, second clutch, connector, and the other at the PCM connector B, 51P. By determining if there is continuity, it becomes clear whether a short to body ground exists in the wiring. Should there be continuity, it indicates a short in the OP2SW wire, which requires repair. If no continuity is found, it suggests the wiring is intact and the PCM may need replacing. After completing the necessary repairs for DTC P0842, it's essential to perform a final verification to ensure the issue has been fully resolved. Start by rechecking the parameters using the HDS to confirm that all readings are within expected thresholds. Make sure to clear the DTC from the system once again, allowing for a fresh start. After clearing, it's advised to take the vehicle for a test drive to monitor its performance and watch for any recurrence of symptoms. This driving cycle will help verify the successful resolution of the issue and ensure all repair measures were successful. To avoid the recurrence of issues similar to DTC P0842, implementing preventive maintenance strategies is vital. Regular inspections of the transmission fluid pressure switch and associated wiring can identify potential issues before they lead to a DTC. This includes visually checking for signs of wear, corrosion, or loose connections that might compromise the electrical integrity. Alongside this, it's beneficial to routinely monitor the vehicle's transmission behavior during operation. Noticeable changes can provide early warnings of electrical or mechanical issues. Finally, ensuring that the transmission fluid is maintained at the proper level and condition can also help in avoiding complications related to transmission performance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.